My name is Brittany Timberlake, and welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you find these videos valuable, please consider subscribing to my channel. So today I am offering a Yin Yoga practice with a guided mountain meditation at the end. So for the Yin Yoga portion, most of the poses will be focused mainly on getting into the lower body and the hips to help prepare the physical body for a seated meditation. But of course, if sitting is uncomfortable for you to sit for 15 to 20 minutes, then you are welcome at the end to lay down or sit in a chair. The mountain meditation, part of it will be adapted from Jon Kabat-Zinn's Wherever You Go, There You Are. And then part of it I'll actually read right out of the book. So in times of uncertainty or increased stress in my life, this is one of my go-to meditations because mountains are sitting and enduring the ever-changing weather, but they sit in unwavering stillness and calm. So hopefully this meditation will help you embody your inner mountain, even though there's a lot going on, a lot of chaos going on around you, that you might be able to find that inner peace. All right, well, let's get started just by sitting. And for props, you might like to have a blanket folded up underneath your hips, and then 2 blocks. So sitting cross-legged or on your shins. You might like to close your eyes, starting to feel the crown of the head reaching up towards the sky, and the shoulder blades starting to fall down and away from your ears. Your hands resting comfortably on your legs, feeling the hips rooting down. Feeling a softness starting to spread between your eyebrows, a softness through the cheeks, softness down through the jaw into the neck. Feeling the body starting to become rooted and heavy. Feeling the breath moving in and out of your nose. And if your breath feels choppy or shallow, see if you can send the breath all the way down into your belly. Feeling all 4 walls of the belly expand on the inhale. All 4 walls slowly constrict on the exhale. On the breaths in, thinking the mantra, I am. On the breaths out, thinking here now. I am Gently opening the eyes if they're closed. We're going to move into our first shape. And as we move through our Yin practice, moving slow, taking any breaks that you need at any time, and maybe you continue that mantra of I am here now when thoughts become really busy or you feel overwhelmed. So we'll begin in a seated butterfly. We'll take the soles of the feet together, just letting the knees fall away. Option to have your blocks underneath your knees, or you can stack them underneath the forehead as we come to hinge forward. We're targeting the inner thighs and the lower back. And if you're choosing to round through the spine, we're getting all the way up through the spine, the erector spinae muscles. Releasing the grip of the hands. Releasing any grip that you could be holding in and around your heart, in your chest. Starting to bring a little bit of weight into your hands, helping you to roll up, feeling the crown of the head reaching up towards the sky again, rolling out through the shoulders when you eventually become more upright. And then leaning back onto the hands, taking the feet out a little bit wider. And then the knees fall from side to side. Just allowing the spine to twist, a little bit of internal and external rotation of the femurs. And we'll set up for half butterfly. We'll extend the right leg out, and with your left leg, you can bend the knee and have the sole of the left foot come in towards the right thigh. Or if you're more comfortable, you could internally rotate that left leg so the heel comes towards the left hip. So you can choose what feels more appropriate in your body. We're targeting the back of the extended right leg. And again, if you're choosing to come forward, you can move the torso close to the extended right leg. You could come over to the left. So depending on where your torso is, you can change where you want to target the lower back and the spine. Remembering that it doesn't matter how you look in these shapes. It's all about what you're feeling. So as long as you're feeling something through the back of your right leg and through the lower back, hips, spine, then you're doing this right. Returning to your connection with the breath. Softening of the muscles so we can get into the deeper connective tissue and fascia. Pressurizing the fascia, pressurizing the meridians or energy channels in the body. And over the next couple of breaths, just take your time to roll up through the spine. Allowing yourself to pause when you get to the top. Maybe you take a few deep breaths. Maybe you even need to sigh out of the mouth a few times. And then using your hands to help bend the right knee. And bringing both soles of the feet to the earth. And again, just releasing by letting the knees fall from right to left. And then we'll move into this shape on the other side, extending our left leg out. Option to have the right sole of the foot to the inner left thigh, or internally rotate the right leg so the right heel comes in towards your bum. And so this side doesn't have to look the same as the other. Maybe last time you were directly over your extended leg and now you want to come a little bit more to the right. So all poses are legal, as Paul Grilly would say. Remembering to honor your edge, so not going too deep too quick, and remembering that as time goes on, the body will eventually soften, the tissues will yield, and you may be able to go a little bit deeper. slowly starting to make your way out of this side. Moving slowly and gently. And using your left hand to help bend the left knee. Bringing both soles of the feet to the ground so you can lean back and then just let the knees fall side to side. And we'll move onto our backs. We'll take a couple moments in a rebound. And you might like to just have your blanket in arm's reach and also your blocks. So just coming down to the earth. And just letting the legs splay out wherever they may fall. Same with the arms. Just noticing all of the physical sensations in the body. Noticing how you might be feeling emotionally, energetically. And can you hold everything that you're feeling in your awareness in a non-judgmental way? Just observing. Knowing that whatever you're feeling will ebb and flow. It'll pass. And something new will pop up. We'll bend our knees so the soles of the feet can come in towards our bum. We're going to set up for a supported bridge. So you are welcome to use one block on its lowest or mid height and place that underneath your sacrum. Or you could choose the lowest height and stack 2 blocks. So sometimes I'll stack the 2 blocks just so I feel a little bit more stable. And we want those blocks right underneath the sacrum, that flat bone there, not where the curve of the lower back is. And you could stay here with the knees bent. It's a nice inversion, compression through the lower spine. You are welcome to walk the legs out a little bit longer. This will increase the compression, but also create a nice sense of opening through the entire front of the pelvis and the fronts of the legs. If your feet and legs are extended out long, we'll start to walk them back in. On the inhale, just drawing the pelvis up so you can reach under to remove the block or blocks to the side. So gently, tenderly lowering the pelvis down onto the earth. And at this point, the lower back could feel really sensitive, so you might like to just walk the feet out a little bit wider and have the knees fall in. You might like to extend the legs out flat on the floor. And we'll draw one knee into the chest and then the other. Just give yourself a squeeze and gently rocking the knees side to side, massaging the lower back. I'll take a moment just to squeeze the legs a little bit harder. Maybe you even lift your head and your chest and you give yourself a big hug. And then releasing the feet down back onto the earth, keeping the knees bent. And we're going to move into figure 4, so we can target the outer right IT band and glute. If you are a seasoned yinster and you want to come up and come into a sleeping swan on the right side, that's totally cool. So with figure 4, we take the right ankle onto the left thigh. And this could be enough for you. This might be just where you stay. Or you could start to reach the hands for the left thigh and then hugging the left leg in towards you will increase the sensation of tension through the outer right leg and hip. Relaxing through your face, relaxing your jaw, feeling the tongue fall down and away from the roof of your mouth. Relaxing through the neck and the shoulders. If you are in figure 4, just releasing any grip you might have with your hands, letting the left foot land on the earth, and then the right foot lands, and I'm just letting the knees fall together. If you're in sleeping swan, you could tuck that back left toe and press back into a downward dog or child's pose. Now let's move into figure 4 or sleeping swan on the left side. So figure 4, take that left ankle to the right thigh. And again, this might be just where you stay. This could be enough sensation for you through the left IT band, left glute and hip area. Or starting to reach for the right thigh. So we're looking for very passive softening through the muscles of the left leg and left glute. A little bit of yang effort to hold the right leg in towards you. But see if you can relax the face, soften down through the neck and the shoulders. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, here now. Taking your time to release from figure 4 or sleeping swan. And if you are in sleeping swan, eventually making your way down onto your back. And we're going to set up for a twist. So you're welcome to take your arms out into a T or bend them at the elbow, creating a cactus shape. And we'll shift the weight of the hips a little bit to the right. And your option is to just let the stacked knees fall to the left. Or you could take your top right leg and twist your roots. If it's uncomfortable to have your knees hanging out in the air, you could place a block or a blanket underneath or between the knees. On your next breath out, with the help of your core, we'll start to bring the legs back to center, unraveling the spine. Draw the knees in for a hug. And then we'll set up for a twist on the other side. So shifting the weight of the hips a little bit to the left. Stacked knees fall to the right. Or taking your top left leg and wrapping it around the bottom leg. Setting up any props that you might need underneath or between the knees. You might even like a blanket underneath the left arm if it's floating in space. Allowing your head to fall in any comfortable direction. Allowing the breath to be fluid and steady. On your next breath out, using the help of your core to bring your legs back to center. You might just come into stillness, or you might like to draw the knees in, letting the knees rock side to side. We are going to begin to transition into the guided meditation portion of the practice. So you're welcome to just lay down on the ground if that's more comfortable. You could use your blanket for warmth. You could come up with me by rolling over onto one side and then using that top hand to press you up. And you could be seated on blocks, a blanket. We're going to be here for a little while, so you might even prefer to sit in a chair. So hopefully you've found a position for the body where you feel comfortable. We'll begin to close down the eyes. And feeling a settled heaviness to the body. And if you're not sitting, just imagining the crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. The hips and legs are heavy and weighted down into the earth. Allowing the breath to continue to move steady in and out of your nose. Now we'll bring to our mind's eye a mountain. This could be a mountain that you've seen, or a mountain that you're making up in your imagination. Noticing the massiveness and the stillness and the beauty of this mountain. Maybe it has one peak or multiple peaks with snow caps. Noticing the base of the mountain rooted heavily into the crust of the earth. And as we sit here, imagine that you could become one with this mountain. So the crown of your head is its lofty peak. Your shoulders and arms are the slopes and sides of the mountain. Your hips and legs, the rooted base of the mountain. Aware that a mountain sits still in all of the seasons that change. Spring into summer, summer into fall, fall into winter. Sitting through sunny skies, through turbulent storms, and as we sit holding this image of the mountain in our mind, we can embody the same unwavering stillness and rootedness in the face of everything that changes in our own lives over seconds, hours, and years. In our lives and in our meditation practice, we experience constantly the changing nature of mind and body and of the outer world. We experience periods of light and dark, vivid color and drab dullness. We experience storms of varying intensity and violence in the outer world and in our own lives and minds. Buffeted by high winds, by cold and rain, we endure periods of darkness and pain, as well as savoring moments of joy and uplift. Even our appearance changes constantly, just like the mountains, experiencing a weather and a weathering of its own. By becoming the mountain in our meditation, we can link up with its strength and stability and adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our efforts to encounter each moment with mindfulness, equanimity, and clarity. It may help us to see that our thoughts and feelings, our preoccupations, our emotional storms and crises, even the things that happen to us, are much like the weather on the mountain. We tend to take it personally, but its strongest characteristic is impersonal. The weather of our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It is to be encountered, honored, felt, known for what it is, and held in high awareness. In holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom than we may have thought possible, right within the storms. Mountains have this to teach us and more if we can come to listen. So continuing to embody the mountain, I will now be quiet so you can sit in quiet contemplation. Start to bring awareness back into the body. Bring a little bit of movement into your hands. You can open the eyes if they're closed. Rolling out through the shoulders. We'll bring our hands together at our heart. So if you, like myself, are experiencing turbulent storms in your environment, I hope that you can come back to this image of a mountain to find that inner peace and inner stability, knowing that just like how mountains can weather storms, that you can weather these emotional outer storms as well. Namaste.